What is up, everybody? This is Jay here, and this week on Trans Brotherhood, we are talking about bottom surgery. So, a quick disclaimer at the start of this video: I have a lot to talk about when it comes to bottom surgery because it's a big topic. But I just wanted to say that not every trans masculine person has to have bottom surgery, has to want bottom surgery. Plenty of people aren't able to have bottom surgery. Plenty of people don't want to have bottom surgery, and that's fine. You don't have to have bottom surgery to be trans. It's not a requirement, and you should never feel like you have to have surgery of any sort to be trans. It's not a requirement, and you don't have to have surgery if you don't want it. Basically, when it comes to bottom surgery for trans masculine people, there are two types of surgery: phalloplasty, which is often called phallo, which is easier to say, so I'm just going to call it phallo, and metoidioplasty, which is usually called meta. The difference between the two is fairly straightforward. Phalloplasty is often used for cis men as well, who have had any kind of accident regarding their genitals, and involves use of tissue from a donor site, such as your forearm or your thigh, to create a new phallus. It will be similar in appearance and length to a cis man's penis, and that's the aim of phallo. It is to have like a penis that is similar to a cis man's. That will be your end result, kind of thing. Meanwhile, metoidioplasty or meta is very much a surgery for trans people in terms of it uses like assigned female at birth biology more than phalloplasty does, considering phalloplasty can be adapted for both cis and trans men. And metoidioplasty, on the other hand, is cutting the piece of skin that's just below the clitoris, which means it's called a clitoral release, which means that like it's able to move more freely and it's not like stuck down to the body as much. Both surgeries have other surgeries and other stuff that can go with them, such as having a vaginectomy, which is the closure of the hole. It's very I don't like the word. In case anyone was confused, because I know that I used to be confused, the word for the closure of the hole, if you're a trans masculine person who has bottom surgery, is a vaginectomy. The word for bottom surgery for trans feminine people is a vaginoplasty. Different thing. Don't confuse them. You can also have stuff like urethral lengthening, which is to like allow you to stand and pee. There's stuff like scrotoplasty, which is making balls, testicular implants to put in your ball sack, stuff like erectile implants, which are for phalloplasty results to that you like get hard and stuff. There's one more thing I'm forgetting that happens. And a hysterectomy, often like if you haven't had a hysterectomy already, you get a hysterectomy done when you have bottom surgery. Obviously, like this isn't a video about hysterectomies, but like a hysterectomy can mean a lot of things, because a hysterectomy can both mean just removing someone's uterus, or it could mean a full hysterectomy where all of like the uterus area, reproductive organs are removed at the same time. And so like those are two different things, so bear that in mind. I will put links in the description to blogs on Tumblr as well as YouTube channels of people who have had phallo or meta and have talked about their experience and their results, because I know that there are a lot of misconceptions, a lot of judgments, and a lot of like just holes in the knowledge of the community around bottom surgery. A lot of people seem to think that like, you know, phallo results always look like a butchered sausage, which is really not true. A lot of this is based on the fact that like up until recently, a lot of the results that were available online were very old or were like freshly post-op results. Obviously, freshly post-op, you're not going to look your very best, you know? Like you're going to need some time to heal, especially since phalloplasty, especially all of these surgeries are multi-stage surgeries. You want to know what phalloplasty looks like at the end? You're asking to see like someone's stage 3 like 6 months post-op. You want to see them healed after their final stage of surgery, not when they've just had their first stage fresh off the table, you know what I mean? It's important though that like to have manners when talking about surgery, because like you know yourself, if you had had surgery to make you feel better about yourself and then somebody came along and was just like, "Oh, your dick looks like a butchered sausage," you'd be a bit fucking pissed, you know? You'd feel a bit like down about that, and it's rude. Just have some manners. You're still talking about somebody else's body when you talk about surgery results, and like just keep your manners to yourself. There's a lot of misconceptions as well about like stuff around like sex and like sensation and function, and I won't talk a lot about that here because I just don't have the time. But again, it's on a lot of these like blogs and YouTube channels. All of these things are discussed, and like these people are really great. So please do look at some of that stuff. Another place that you can look for results, pictures only, is Transbucket, but Transbucket also has results for like top surgeries as well, and like other surgeries for trans feminine people as well. So it's a really good site for all of that kind of stuff. But again, be aware that Transbucket does have a lot of images that are very freshly post-op, not like a long time post-op. So take that with a grain of salt, obviously. And a lot of the images on Transbucket are quite old, so do like bear that in mind, that not all of it is extremely recent stuff. One thing that I definitely wanted to point out was this book, which is Hung Jury, Testimonies of Genital Surgeries by Transsexual Men. Yes, it uses some very kind of like transsexual men. It's language I wouldn't use when talking about the trans community, but it is a bunch of like testimonies about bottom surgery from trans men, both phalloplasty and metoidioplasty. If you want to know more about bottom surgery, this is definitely a good book to read. Personally, I found this book uncomfortable, but that is something I will talk about now, because I will talk about my feelings about bottom surgery. The reason why I found this book really uncomfortable is that I know that for me, bottom surgery is most likely not something I'm ever going to want. At most, that I would have metoidioplasty, but even at that, I don't think that I would want to go through the effort. I don't feel like it's a big enough deal for me to want that. Granted, I know that that's something where your feelings can change over time, especially like once I've had top surgery, I might feel more strongly about bottom dysphoria, but in reality I don't have a lot, if any, bottom dysphoria usually, so I really wouldn't be bothered with bottom surgery. And the reason why that made this book unsettling for me and somewhat uncomfortable was because a lot of these people had a really, really pleasant experience with their surgery, and they're so happy with it, and it's really improved their lives. And knowing that that's an experience that I wouldn't have if I had bottom surgery made me uncomfortable, and solidified in my mind that bottom surgery was not the right choice for me. If I know that like for me, like something like a hysterectomy would be important as a preventative measure, because I know that there are a lot of like there's a lot of talk about whether or not like testosterone increases your risk of like problems with your internal reproductive organs. So I would have a hysterectomy anyway, just as a preventative measure, rather than needing to get one because I was sick later on. But for me, bottom surgery really isn't something that I would be going out and getting. Part of what helped me realize this was that like the thing about bottom surgery for me was that like I have no real qualms with my genitals that I have right now, and with the risks, there is a lot of risk associated with bottom surgery. There are a lot of potential complications and all that, and as a result, if something went wrong for me, that would destroy me really, because it wouldn't be worth the risk for me. And that's really all I have to say, even though this video is 9 fucking minutes long. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do click the like button. You should subscribe to this channel and listen to everybody else talk about bottom surgery for the rest of this week. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.